Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Yuliana. I'm from English Education Class B 2018, and this is the sixth assignment from the foreign language course. And now I would like to explain five hypotheses in second language acquisition by Stephen Krashen. The first is the acquisition learning hypothesis. This hypothesis states that there are two systems of second language learning, each system that is separate, the same but interrelated. Both of these are acquired system and learned system. Acquired system obtained refers to unconscious process developed by a child when learning a language or native language. During the acquisition process, children usually focus less on structure, but more on meaning. Meanwhile, the learning system refers to the child's efforts to master the structured, simple second language. Usually, this is done in formal situation. The second is the monitor hypothesis. This hypothesis explains how the relationship between them system obtained and learning system mentioned above. System obtained it will act as initiative in performance. Meanwhile, the knowledge gained from the system studied as an editor and corrector is obtained from the errors in the structure. Of course, the rules that the system learns as an editor will be successful if it meets the following three kinds of condition. The first is language speakers have sufficient time or are not in hurry. The second is language speakers focus their attention on language structure required. And the third, language speakers know the structure needed when they interact. And then the third is the natural order hypothesis. This hypothesis states that in the process of acquiring language, children acquire language elements according to certain sequence that can be predicted in advance. The sequence in question is natural, namely through four stages. The first is producing single words. The second is stringing words together based on meaning and not syntax. The third is identifying the elements that begin and end sentences. And the fourth is identifying the different elements within sentences and can rearrange them to produce questions. And then the fourth is the input hypothesis. This hypothesis explains the language acquisition process in second language learners. The acquisition can occur, the input can be implemented or understood. Understandable input can be obtained through utterances and readings that the meaning can be implemented. To understand the learner's input, which can be assisted by previously acquired grammar mastery, knowledge of the word, explanation or pictures and structures are implemented and translation assistant. And the last is the effective filter hypothesis. This hypothesis emphasizes the importance of the self factor in language learners in the success of acquiring the language. These factors are motivation, self-confidence, and anxiety. If the learner has high motivation and self-confidence, he will have a greater chance of being successful. In fact, if he still has anxiety about expressing something he has gained or doing the exercise. It will happen mental block or clogged mental channel. So that it will hinder the process of acquiring the language. Mental block it will hinder understandable inputs into the language acquisition tool. Okay, I think enough for me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.